Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Tuesday morning trading room. Hold on here a second. We'll get the screen share going on. I'm just updating my charts, so you'll have to bear with me here a second. Come on. It's too much data flowing here. My chart is bogging down. Poor computer. There we go, finally. Looks like we're getting a pretty big rally here out of the open. A lot more volatility even than what we saw Monday. Typically Monday is the big volatility day. Floyd says there was a big crude oil move pre-market. Okay, we're almost there. Come on, one more. Normally, my charts load faster than this, but like I said, I've got so much going on here between the screen sharing software. The charts. There we go. My poor computer can hardly keep up anymore. All right. Well, just taking a quick look here. Come on, charts. There we go. I was just trying to put my trade manager on my other charts. Yikes. Come on already. Here we go. All right. So you can see there must have been I haven't checked the reports calendar, but I imagine there was a bit of a report or something coming out here because you can just tell from all the activity here right on the opening buzzer. So for those of you who like your first in-sync Eagle trade, it was actually right here, but it almost looks like it may have come about too quickly to take advantage of. Market turning on its heels, heading higher. The overnight, very, very bearish. Again, pre-market, about an hour before. It's not unusual to see a lot of activity. And yeah, just a crazy overnight session. And here the market trying to come back now with some bullishness. Wow, and they are still powering along. Okay, so it's starting to look like our day is going to have a bit of a bullish flare to it. At least that's how things seem to be shaping up right now. Even the E-mini, looking at the E-mini here, is, well, fairly active, not quite as active as the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ always going to have a little bit more volatility to it. Wow, so much for a bullish day. Look at this roller coaster. Okay, I think I'm going to sit on my hands here just for a little bit. Until I get a better idea what's going on. So looks like we're bouncing. Oh my, things just moving so quickly here this morning. Wow, we're all over the map. You see how the bars are unfolding here in seconds? There's just a whole lot of volume, a whole lot of orders coming into the market right now. You got to check the reports calendar. See if I'm missing something here. While we wait for things to settle down a little bit. Nothing really that should be causing this kind of volatility in the marketplace. Interesting. Well, the markets will do what the markets will do. And we're only 10 minutes in, but look at all the bars that have formed already. We've got a whole day's worth of trading already, and we're only 10 minutes into the day. right, so the buyers and the sellers are both putting in some rather large swings. It's a little bit late getting on board here, but that's more because of the volatility. I wasn't really looking to catch a move. Okay, it's starting to look to me as though maybe the buyers may be dominant. Just given that early rally, the fact that the sellers tried to knock them back down. We're going to get a hard edge bounce here. Funny thing, the Hawk and the Falcon both already turning bearish. Oh dear, look at those kinds of moves. All right, here comes a red bar buy now on the Eagle. Oh, and we're at quarter to the hour. My least favorite time of the day to trade. Trying to be patient, trying to wait for the right opportunity. These hard edge bounces tend to be good opportunities, both here on the Eagle and now on the Raptor. I just don't know how early I want to get in here, especially since the Hawk and the Falcon both pointing the other direction. All right, here we go. Now we're starting to sync up a little bit. All right, let's take a look at if we're going to get a cloud crossover signal now, which will be the next buy signal. There's the warning dot. Here's the pullback. Things are moving so quick, I may just have to pop in with a buy order. Oh, no, don't need to worry about that. Well, we could also do just a great big old OCO type order. Buy up here. Oh, now they've already broken the low. Sell below here. Now remember, these orders are live when you put them on, so you can adjust them as needed. This is not the ideal either. All right, this range is getting really tight, so let me set it up like this. Slippage. Unreal. Okay, I better get a stop and play here. So let's just default. Ho, ho, ho. All right, that is a crazy day today. Unreal. Okay, let's put that away before we hurt ourselves. I think we'll just leave this alone for a little while. There's nothing you can do when the market is like this, except really just wait for it to settle down a little bit. All right, things maybe settling down a little bit. Although it looks like we've entered a rather large sideways trading range, maybe. Funny thing, last couple of days, it's been tricky trying to get a handle on the market. All right, things overtly or covertly bullish, maybe. All right, we're getting a couple hard edge bounces here. We'll try this one more time on that number 3 signal. I'm entering this time without the OCO so that I have a stop and play. All right, let's get this bad boy working. Wow, things just moving right along here. All right. Well, a little bit of a move, at least. All right. Maybe we got a rally going on here. I think I can safely say the market is more bullish at this point. Let's see if we get another little pullback. Ooh, that was fast. Wow, just when you think maybe you're getting a handle on things, look at this. Now we've got the Falcon and the Hawk, both bearish again. We do have a hard edge bounce here on the Eagle and a red bar buy. Things still unfolding so quickly. Yeah, thanks, Steve. Steve says, if it was easy, you wouldn't have a job. How true. All right. A couple of hard edge bounces now, and maybe even a second push opportunity right here. And I'm going to go back here to the Raptor where we also have a second push opportunity pending. Come on. Oh, that one just got away. I'm going to be kicking myself for missing that one. Wow. Yeah, and I was waiting for the buy. The market, I believe, is definitely more bullish today. We are making gains. If we take a look here at the daily chart, it's become a little bit more obvious. So here's a daily chart. We opened, we went down for a little bit, but you can see where we're at right now. We're pretty bullish overall. Mark says when I was looking back at the NASDAQ, it has lost over 1,100 points this last month. I love how we can trade the NASDAQ futures either way, and despite of the large downturn, I've made as much, if not more, on the way down than I did on the way up. When I was a stockbroker in the early 80s, I used to loathe the move like we've had over the last 3 weeks. Yeah, because generally speaking, the stock market, people are only looking to buy. It isn't until recently that people actually can short stocks, and even then, it's not as easy shorting a stock as it is a futures. But the good thing about a bear market, and I suppose the only reason people keep trying to short is the move is always fast. A bull market, the market just trudges along, but a bear market is always fast. And Mark's right, you can make a lot of money very quickly. Yeah, let's see here. Mark says, I had a feeling from the open we'd head back to the median line, and we've blown past that based on the market where the market closed yesterday. Yeah, they did rally into the close yesterday, didn't they? So that does make for a slightly more bullish bias, perhaps. All right, here we're back into the hard edge yet again. Let's see, how many legs are we got on this move? Oh gosh. Forget it. Typically, we'll see. All right, I may as well show you something while we're waiting for another opportunity. If you see a market violate a significant support or resistance area, and it has to be significant, it can't just be, one of these. Although this principle does work on a smaller scale, typically we want to see it violate a significant area of support and resistance. When it does, we can normally anticipate two moves in the direction of the breakout. So this is move number one. And you can see it's a pretty big move. Then when the market either pulls back here or starts to go flat here, you can start looking for move number two, knowing that there's a very good chance the market will make one more drive higher before potentially reversing. And I would say that was it right there. And now, of course, well, we're just kind of slipping sideways and maybe even going to head lower again. Mickey's asking, my Eagle doesn't show the red bar buy signal that yours has. Maybe later explain your settings. Actually, Mickey, my settings are just the default. I've got a 12 tick bar. And that's really all you can change on the Eagle. There's nothing else that you can adjust. All the programming is locked. I got a lot of days loaded here, but that shouldn't make that much of a difference. That probably explains why my Eagle always takes so long to load. I must have been back testing something and forgot to change that back. My session template is default 24/5. That can make a difference. If you're on the 24/7, those couple of hours Sunday morning, early Sunday morning on the Globex might alter your changes. Otherwise, yeah, Mickey says I'm using Rhythmic Data. Otherwise, it's just the data provider. You can also try this. You can also try to reload your data. I'm not going to do it right now because my charts have been taking a little bit longer to load. You can also refresh your chart via this button here, your F5 or Reload NinjaScript. Whenever the market comes back into the hard edge on the Eagle and the Raptor, we're anticipating a reaction. We don't always know how big the reaction will be, but there is very likely to be a reaction when we get into this hard edge. So if you come into the hard edge, you should be looking for a buy opportunity somewhere or a bounce of some sort. All right, speaking of bounces, I can't help it. I'm still bullish here today. Is it going to spank me for being so? No, I thought I was going to get something here on the Falcon, possible late filter entry, but that's not working. Wow, what a mess. Okay, so we've got ourselves a little bit of a sideways trading range. Let's see how the breakout works. When the market breaks out, we should see a retest And if the retest holds, then we can look to trade in that direction. If the retest fails, then we can look to trade in the opposite direction. Honestly, right now, though, it has just been a wild ride. All right, there's the breakout. Okay, so we got the bullish break. Let's see whether it holds. Oh, it looks like it is going to hold. I may have to go to one of my other tools to get a better setup. Okay, not quite sure why that did not print as a, oh, I see it printed as a number one back here. You can also interpret this as a number one signal, by the way. Getting some nasty slippage here. All right, let's see if we can't take it back here toward the high in the morning. Kind of swinging for the fences on this one. No love again. I better get my stop in the proper place. There's just so much volatility here this morning. It's very difficult trading when there's this much volatility, as you can see. A lot of volatility means you have to have a big stop. It's uncomfortable having a big stop. I don't like risking more than I have to either, but it's just the way it is. I'm going to get tagged on this one too. Doggone it. Oh, man. Wow. That's brutal. Okay. Got more work to do. Thank goodness I had that winner in there. Otherwise, I may have to pull the pin on the day. Okay, so we had the breakout. I thought we were getting the retest. We did not. The market came back in. This is actually going to make this a little bit more bearish. The market did not work to the buy side, so I'm going to look to try to short it now. Typically, I don't reverse on my orders, but I will today. Oh, wow. You guys are brutal. Okay, so I got the trade at break even. Okay. So this is the one good thing about a breakout move. You identify a period of congestion. The market tries to move higher. It cannot. That gives you a pretty good idea the market's going to try to head lower. And we could just keep shorting. You could just keep looking for additional sell signals. Here's a macro pullback signal on the hawk. This is just in for a scalp. I'm gonna, oh, it's since turned into yellow bars, which is gonna negate the signal. Hey, way to go. Mark says I grabbed that late filter entry signal to the short side. This should have printed as a number 3 signal. It did not because it was just a tick or two shy of the hard edge, but you should still recognize it as a number 3 signal. See, this one printed as a number 3 because it actually got into the hard edge, but this is also a number 3 signal. It is also a continuation signal. Let's see if they give me another pullback or not. Are we seeing a quick little bottom form? I don't want to get too early on this one again because I have a habit of spotting these bottoms a little bit too quickly, but you see how we've had this move lower. Now all of a sudden the move lower is stopping. We've got the 2, we've got a makeshift number 3 signal, and we got another number 2 signal. So here, once again, we're a couple of ticks off of the hard edge. You could interpret that as a number 3 signal for the sake of a reversal. Oh, all right, we got a little giddy up here. So let's see if I can't capture a little bit more of this open profit, and we'll take it back toward the high of the day, or sorry, is that the high, 68? Yes, I think that's the high. All right. Well, that was a quick little reversal. I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time explaining these trades as I'm doing them just because things are unfolding so darn quickly. A lot of times we're just trying to gauge the market momentum. And here once again, so we've violated a significant area of support. So there's move number 1. This is why we were looking to short. And this now was move number 2. Actually, this one you could say had 3 moves lower. If we breach this level now, we can do the same thing. We can say, okay, this is obviously a significant area of resistance. If we breach here, we can look for another opportunity to buy. That will help keep us on the right side of the market. Almost looks as though it's going to enter another sideways period. Wow, those fast moves are most unpleasant. I can't hardly keep up. All right, here again, sideways trading range. We'll see which way it breaks. It does have a tendency to produce a fake break, so if it breaks here to the bottom, let's see if the breakout holds. And given the amount of volatility we have here this morning, I think I'll definitely look at a second push opportunity, or maybe just trade above or below a swing high or low. There's so much going on here this morning, though. I'm almost getting the over trading vibe. And you can tell, you can get a feel for how many trades you typically take, especially when you've had a good day. All right, there's the breakout. Here now comes the retest. All right, somewhere in here, there's going to be a retest. Nuts. This is why people will trade breakouts, because even though most breakouts fail, occasionally you get one that gives you a move just like that. All right, back to the hard edge. Got the warning dot. We actually have a red bar buy. Now, last time I got tagged because I got in here. No, doggone it. They're just moving so fast. Okay, not the ideal setup, but here we go. It's a little bit framed a little bit tighter than the Eagle trade, which frankly just ran too far on me. But at least all our tools are stacked in a bullish fashion this time. All right, looks like they're going to try to bring me in here in a second. Geiger counter had a little bit of a green bump go through. All right. Again, I'm going to try to stretch this out a little bit. Oop. In fact, where's the next resistance line? Up here at 68.44. No, man, they're brutal here today. All right, we've got another number 3 signal, another hard edge bounce. Come on. There we go. Yeah, a good tip here from Steve. Steven says not to beat a dead horse, but a breakout across a trend line move is always a good opportunity. So if you have what Steve's referring to are pullback moves. So if you have what a market that seems to be in a trend, what you want to do is you want to look for these pullbacks. And if you can draw a trend line across them, then when you get the breakout, that tends to make for very nice trading opportunities. Now here, we've got a market seems to be in an uptrend. Yes, Steve's pointing this one out here at 720. So a nice little breakout and a buy, and the market heads higher from there. So good tip, definitely something to keep in mind. Trend lines are a great tool. All right, looks like they backed up on me here. So that little green buying bump that I saw got overwhelmed by this mountain of red. What a wild day today. Oh my gosh. So we've had evidence of the market trying to head higher. We've got evidence of the market trying to head lower. A huge volatility on the daily. Once again, in spite of all the trades that have been going on, look at what a relatively small day we have so far. That just crazy. Every time I've tried to trade the market back to around the high near 68.05, I think it was, it keeps backing off. All right, here we go now with a move to the short side, a possible number 3 signal. I'm going to short it and get my stops a couple of swings back. There we go. This one, if it works out for me, oh, this is the way my day's been going. This one, if it works out for me, I've actually will have a runner in play. Wow, look at those moves. Now, Mark says he's having a good day with his late filter entry signals. He's done for the day. Oh yeah, I bet you took that one right there. Very pretty. When you're looking at your late filter entry signals on your Falcon, if you get a trend line that really flattens out like that, that's just an ideal opportunity. Have you been going all in, all out again, Mark? I imagine so. I'm trying to be a rock star here this morning. No love. Yeah, Mark says I've been going all in, all out. All right, well, I had every reason to suspect the market would go lower. It did not go lower. So are they going to try to go higher now? Wow. It's just too much volatility. They're just bouncing around far too much. Yes, a chunk here and a chunk there, Mark says. It adds up nicely over time, and right you are. All right, you scoundrels. Let's see. Got another sideways range building. No shortage of sideways ranges today. Trying to be a little bit more careful here on my next trade. Yeah, Mark says, is this a trendline drawer's dream or a nightmare? Yeah, because the options really are endless. You can draw trend lines all over the place. Yeah, start to look a little bit like a spider's web after a while. Honestly, it's not an easy day today with all this volatility. A lot of times I don't like it when the market moves so fast. Not only is it hard to get a handle on which way the market is actually going, speaking of which, while I think of it, you see here how the trade forecaster says we're in trend mode for 320 minutes, and I think when we opened this morning, it was in trend mode for 400 and some odd minutes. The trade forecaster is a tool like any other. You're going to find that when it gives you values like this, that it's probably not correct. Now, we are seeing trends. We are seeing some monster moves, no doubt. But it isn't really a trend in the sense that I think most of us think of a trend where we have a nice progression. You know, this is what we would consider a trend. The trade forecaster, I think, is calling for some big moves here this morning, and or for the whole day, as a matter of fact. And we've certainly seen that. But usually if I see a value like that, I'll know to anticipate some follow through, which is why I've been trying to play a runner. but that there's also going to be a lot of swings. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Unreal. Well, this whole 6730 area, it's hard to see, but this is, if I go back to the daily, it may make more sense. We're starting to creep up to where the market really put in a rally. You see somewhere around 67, well, 6,700 for sure. That's kind of where we opened this morning. What was the open? 66.94 half. So there is some bullishness around here. Wow. All right. Well, we got the market in a bit of a bind again. We could do another OCO. I said I wasn't going to, but here we go. We could buy above this swing. We could sell below this swing. We do have a 2-3-2 type setup, which might make the market a little bit more bullish. I'll bring my entry orders in a little bit tighter, and I will get ready with my stop strategy this time. Come on, let's go. Oh, you stinkers. Okay, so we got a breakout below the trading range. I can do the same thing. I can look for the next follow-up signal to short. And if that fails, then I have a pretty good idea the market's going to go higher. So once again, I can do my OCO type situation. So what we're looking at is a breakout and a retest. And if this retest fails, then come on. Oh, my broker is going to love me. it is again, another retest, another hard edge signal. Oh, the volatility, unreal here this morning. Okay, so there's the breakout. They're not liking the breakout, so it seems. So we're going to get another buy signal here, which is just a follow-up to the number 2. Come on, where's that buy signal? You stinkers. The whole day's been like this. The whole day's been nothing but a bunch of violent swings higher and lower. Okay, so it does not appear that they want to head lower after breaking up from this trading range. In fact, they've broken out, tried a couple times to head lower, so I'm going to try to take it higher. Of course, now that I bought in, watch them take out the bottom. Oh, that's just the way today is going. Mike's asking, can you explain what the invalid stop means on the trade manager? Sure. So here on your trade manager, you have invalid trail stop. And if you click on it, you get a brief little description. It says, if the trail is on the opposite side of the market, the stop is initialized at this number of ticks from the entry price. Yours will say 10 ticks by default. That's too tight. You should make it at least 30 or 40 or 50 because you can always adjust it once the trade is underway. All right, this is what it means. So here's my stop. Let's say I wanted to buy the market. Well, my stop is on the wrong side. So if my stop is on the wrong side compared to what I want to do, the invalid trail stop will initiate. So you can see we've got the stops right here. Watch what happens when I hit buy market. See how I get my stop down here? This stop is 30 ticks away as per my preset. This is why I said you can set it 50 ticks away if you want. Stop that. I'm trying to explain something. You can set it 50 ticks away because once it goes live, in fact, 50 ticks may be more desirable, you can adjust it accordingly. That's what the invalid trail stop means. Look at that. We actually have a trade that's going somewhere. What a crazy kind of day today. Yeah, Mark says he has his set at 50. 10 is going to be too tight because what happens is, let's say you look to buy for whatever reason, your stops are on the wrong side, you look to buy, 10 ticks is only right here. You won't have a chance, especially if the market's moving this quickly, you won't have a chance to get your stops and pull them away before the market reverses and tags you. So go with a bigger value. like I said, mine's set at 30. Mark's has his at 50. You can always bring the stop, pardon me, you can always bring the stop in. Not so easy to back it off, though. Well, it's been a real roller coaster here today, and I wish I could say it's been fun. But these days with all this volatility, they're, like I said before, they're, yeah, Mark says, I had fun. Thanks, Mark. They're always tough days, or I find them tough. Obviously, it's not that way for everyone. Mark had a good day today. Me, not so much. I think I was just trying to do too much here this morning. And I kind of came into the day with a bit of a bias, which is always a no-no. And it sounds like the landscaper has shown up already and fired up his leaf blower. So let me mute my mic so it doesn't become too annoying. All right. I don't know if Steve's drawing a trend line like this, but here we have a little bit of a, almost like a bit of a bear flag going on. You know, we've had the big move lower. We got the little bit of consolidation here. This is typical of a pullback move. Oh, Steve says he wouldn't draw a trend line there. You're looking more short term, are you, Steve? Are you kind of drawing your trend line like so? Just looking for the last breakout or the last retracement. That is the only downside with trend lines, of course, is that they can be subjective. Steve says he's looking at the trend line from 7 to 720. From 7 That's a pretty big trend line. Uh-huh. I think this must have been the one he was looking at. Yeah, Steve says that's it. Okay, I see. No, that makes sense. I like it. Now the market actually getting a bit of a pace to it that, oh gosh, just as I say that, they start to speed up again. I was going to say they're getting a bit of a pace that I can deal with, but oh, what a day. Just when you think you got a handle on it, they turn around and they go the other direction. So here they are now with a cloud crossover to the short side after a nice little hard edge bounce. All right, here we go. Last trade of the day. Let's see if we get a number one signal. You can see we had there it is, the crossover. There's the number one. Did they slip me? Yes, they did. Oh, and yet another break-even trade. Well, no shortage of break-even trades today. Back into the hard edge. We're getting these moves and then these quick little consolidations. Very annoying. Oh well. It's only money. I've had a few good days. I'm due for a bad one. And I guess this one's it. All right, another number three signal. Oh, and I'm a little bit slow here on top of everything. So we had, what I was looking at here is we had the hard edge bounce, another hard edge bounce. We come out, we produce a number three signal. We get another hard edge bounce. This was the signal I was after. And a little bit late to the party. And finally would have hit my profit target without taking me out at break even. Hooray. How nice is that? And after that, we get a little bit of a bullish push again. Wow. All right, gang. We're going to call it a day here. If you have any questions, please type away. Otherwise, we're going to try this again tomorrow. And I promise I will do better to behave myself tomorrow. I think it's the pre-Halloween market. I think all the traders must be jacked on sugar because this was a very, very odd day today. All right, gang. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye for now.